This is how we do it. And anyway, yeah, it's January around here. It definitely looks like it. But happy Friday, everyone. 6 o'clock here. We hope you're getting your day off to a great start and are as excited for the weekend as we are.
Yes, we did get a little bit of a break from the frigid temperatures, but we are about to see another drop very soon.
Yes.
We're going to bask in this Friday morning weather right now, Chuck.
And I'm going to solicit an email or 2 or 5 or 10. So that was Montel Jordan.
Yeah.
In the 90s, I emceed a show of his for IPS, back to school, filled.
Yeah.
They completely filled Market Square Arena. And if you were there, I want you to tell me what you thought of that show. It was amazing.
I would like you to send pictures. More
That's when I had a full head of hair. I was unfamiliar with Montel's work, but those kids were not. They loved him.
You learned that day, didn't you?
Yeah, and this is how we do it. This is how we give a good forecast for today. We tell you straight up it's going to be good, and then, my goodness, we've got some changes on the way. This warm front's going to swing through this morning. As it does, the winds shift just a little bit, and we will continue to see our snow melt. That happened yesterday, some of it in Carmel. This is 26. That's our current reading here. Carmel 23, Fishers 23, Pendleton 23, and Shelbyville is at 24. Newcastle, you're at 25 this morning. Now, throughout the area, it is really mild. Remember that the average low is 21. So we're about 5 degrees above that here in the metro. It is true that some of you have seen some patchy fog. Matt's been watching that. It doesn't appear to have been a big deal so far. We do have a wind chill. It feels like 18 because this breeze is blowing over snow, but some of that snow is going to melt today as it becomes a little bit warmer. We'll go from 24 at 8 o'clock this morning to a high in the upper 30s. I'm calling for about 39-ish. Something like that. I think in the southern counties, some of you will start to see probably 40 by late this afternoon. And then here comes the rain, and that rain pretty much all night once it starts, and that'll change into some snow early tomorrow morning. Much more on that in just a few minutes. But Matt, Fridays are always busy, but it looks like we're crash-free right now. Is that right?
We are. No accidents to report about. Some good news here on a Friday morning. We do have some of that patchy fog, and we rate fog like we score diving. 10 out of 10, that's perfect. You got good visibility. You start getting below 10, that's not where you want to be. We got some patchy fog developing over Kokomo and 3-mile visibility reporting in Lafayette, 6 now for the Golden Bears in Shelbyville. You can see a little bit of it, especially north of Indianapolis. This is on I-69. You're looking southbound. This is at State Route 26, right there at the beautiful Taylor University campus. This is a live look on the west side towards Hendricks County and Brownsburg. We've got a huge game tonight. Julia, the Fishers Tigers, #1 ranked in the state, undefeated, will be taking on the Bulldogs tonight.
Go for it. Keep that streak alive. Well, more now to the snow and cold temperatures that are on the way here in central Indiana. This year, 2 snowstorms have already dropped more than 11 inches of snow combined.
Well, while plow crews cleared the main roads, we know that some roads were untouched. So this morning we are hearing from city leaders about policy changes that are keeping those plows from clearing about 1,400 neighborhood streets.
Yeah, Anna Tucker is here this morning with their response and concerns about future snow removal and strategies. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. And to get a better understanding of that policy and of those concerns, I want to show you the DPW plow routes. This is just a section of the map. We really zoomed in so you could see it. But all of those red lines, those are those main streets. They were hit first. The blue lines were next. Those are your connector streets. And then all of these gray lines that you see, those are residential streets. And that's where we're hearing from residents. They have not seen a single snow plow this week. According to DPW, the city switched from its 6-inch rule to a connector street strategy back in 2020. And instead of activating contractors to help plow those side streets, crews will only plow those connector ones. Both residents and city county councilors tell us they were really unaware of this policy. So those frustrations were brought up in a committee hearing Thursday night. Councilors say their residents have reached out several times saying they cannot get out of their houses because of the conditions on their streets. Now, some councilors want to work with DPW to make sure that they are treated during the next snowfall.
So it'll be great to work as a team and not this big political divisive. Snow is not divisive. It's something that we're all fighting for our constituents and advocating for.
And right now, counselors are drafting a proposal to create an ordinance to change the policy to better address those smaller streets. And DPW leaders tell us their crews really followed that policy to a T last week. You'll hear their response at that committee coming up at 6:30.
Yeah, good. Looking forward to that. It's tough because it hasn't had much time to melt, so I
Right.
can see their concerns. Thank you, Anna. And as we expect snow showers and temperatures to drop next week, make sure you have our WTHR weather app because that gives you access to that interactive radar plus the weather blog you might want to read on your phone. It's free to download it in your app store.
Well, this morning we're learning Metro Police have released a person that they had detained after a deadly shooting near the state fairgrounds this week. We had this story for you yesterday as breaking news. You'll recall police say they found a person dead inside an apartment Wednesday night near 38th and Fall Creek. Right now, police are investigating Jeremy Patton's death as a homicide. They do say they received a call about a possible burglary at the time. Officers didn't find any signs of forced entry into that apartment, but they say if you have any information that might help detectives, you're asked to call IMPD or Crime Stoppers.
Oh, in just a few hours, we're expecting to hear closing arguments in the murder trial of a Dutch soldier. Now we're hearing from Shamar Duncan, who is taking the stand in his own defense. Investigators say that Duncan killed Commando Simi Putsima and injured 2 other soldiers. In his own testimony, Duncan says that a woman with the soldiers made a comment that bothered him and his brothers. They exchanged words, and that led to a fight breaking out, and then eventually shots being fired outside of a hotel in August of 2022. Now, Duncan admits he fired the shots, but says he didn't intend to kill anyone. Take a listen.
Just kind of angry, probably that, the situation that just happened. So just kind of, I wouldn't say making a statement, but like saying it's not okay, or, it's not okay what just happened.
And well, Duncan is facing multiple counts, including murder and attempted murder. Now, the defense is asking the jury to find Duncan guilty of a lesser charge of reckless homicide, and jury deliberation should start soon.
6:07, and this morning, a woman found dead after a house fire on the south side is being remembered by a man who's known her for decades.
Yeah, I didn't sleep much all night, and then I got up this morning. That's all I could think of.
James Spears telling 13 News that her name was Melody and she was in her 70s. He also said Melody was generous, always reaching out and helping feed those in need in the neighborhood. She was an animal lover, also committed to her cats. Spears says he and his son would also make sure Melody was taken care of.
A couple nights ago, I'd made some vegetable soup, and he took her bowl, and he had something over he was taking her, so we checked on her about daily.
Right now, investigators are still trying to determine a cause of that fire, although they do believe it was accidental.
Well, this morning, Governor Mike Braun's 2-year budget plan is coming more into focus. At the top of the list, he is looking to cut 5% across all state agencies. Braun is also discussing property tax cuts while increasing funding for education and public safety. The new governor called out some school districts who have overspent and overtaxed, he says.
Those school districts better have salted some of that away in their rainy day funds and not been mismanaging to where they did things to where they would need that kind of increase year after year.
Well, now lawmakers will put together the 2-year financial plan officially. We did talk to Democrats about their role in this process.
There are a lot of ways that he views how he wants to bring things forward that the legislature now comes in, and we have a very big hand in how those decisions will be made.
Governor Braun also addressed another focus of his first term, which is ending the retirement tax. The governor said that he'd like to phase out that retirement tax over the next 4 years. It is 6:09, remembering the dream here in Indianapolis. Volunteers with Citizens Energy and Indy Parks are helping make some improvements to a local community staple. This is in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and those improvements are being made at the Municipal Gardens. That's on the city's near northwest side, and that's where organizers say these projects are growing bigger every year. This year's project includes roughly $450,000 of upgrades.
It is evolved significantly from the first year where it was just like, let's roll some paint in the gym or whatever, you know. And now it's like we have all these vendor partners who are like, we can get you furniture, we can get you flooring, we can get you lighting and fixtures and all these kind of things. And they also like to kind of coalesce around this event each year.
Sounds like they've got some big things planned. You can see all of the improvements on Monday. There is an open house from 10 a.m. until 2 that afternoon. Now, last night on The Circle, a wreath-laying ceremony and a special light show in honor of Dr. King. In just a few hours at the State House, there will be a celebration including an award ceremony at noon as well. So, got a big weekend ahead, but the stuff is already starting, Chuck.
Oh, it sure has. And you know what else has started? Fog. We have now 8 school delays throughout the area, including Yorktown and Daleville and Tipton. 2-hour delays due to the fog that we're seeing. There you have it. There at the bottom of your screen. Visibility is pretty bad in some spots. 0 now near Westfield. 1 mile in Greencastle. We'll break down your forecast in minutes.
All right, Chuck, thank you. And this morning, wildfire containment is improving in Southern California after several fires destroyed thousands of homes and businesses. Now residents face new challenges. That's coming your way at 6:45.
Well, in just 72 hours, one of the most popular video sharing apps could be forced to shut down. There are some plans being put in place now that could keep it from closing up shop. We'll explain in just a bit.